I need a booster. So I'm so humbled to be here today. When Jan called me last March, I was pretty shocked. I didn't know what the call was about. And when she told me that it was because I was being inducted into the Hall of Fame for being an athlete, it really surprised me because 17 years out of college now, I go by a lot of titles. I'm a mom, a wife, a lawyer, a friend, and during the pandemic, I was the world's most mediocre preschool teacher to my kids. But athlete wasn't a term I really identified with for myself anymore. Shortly after that, a colleague of mine dragged me to start seeing a personal trainer with her. And in our second session, we were doing something, and he looked at me and he said, "This is going to be fun because I can tell there's an athlete in there somewhere." And I thought, well, in there somewhere under the nachos that I used as my COVID coping mechanism for the last year and a half. But it made me reflect on what being an athlete really meant. And it doesn't mean that I run the fastest mile anymore or that my reflexes are what they were back then. Being an athlete has permeated everything I've done. It's really driven me in my career. It's driven me as a mom and as a wife and as a friend. Being an athlete, when I look back on my W&L career, taught me how to compete with grace, how to put it all out there on the field, but also to treat my opponents with humanity. Because sometimes you beat Mary Washington, and sometimes you lose horribly to them. It taught me about hard work. It taught me about showing up to practice an hour early every day to have Coach O, who would throw shot after shot at me to prepare me to be the best goalie for my team, or Coach Brett or my teammate Kelly, who would sometimes come early. Because if I could be the hardest worker on the team, then that's what would drive us to success. And it taught me about being there for my teammates more than anything. It taught me how to be a member of a team. It taught me how to put it out there on the field, how to love my defenders like Elizabeth Falco, who's here, my midfielders like Lee, who would just hustle for those ground balls to make sure that the other team couldn't get yet another shot on me, and our attackers who kept that score up so that I didn't have to make as many saves and the pressure was off me. And it taught me how to be a teammate off the field too, how to drop everything when one of us needed each other, how to sit in the kitchen at the Utah house after a bad game or a bad breakup or whatever our friends needed, to be there and show up day after day. And that's what being an athlete means, and that's what I learned at W&L. It's not about being in the best shape of my life. It's about being a teammate and working hard and competing hard, but treating everyone I encounter with the grace and humanity they deserve. And with that reflection, I'm so thankful for everything W&L gave me to become an athlete. I'm so thankful to Jan, who told me when I came here on a recruiting visit my senior year of high school, "We don't have another goalie, so you'll be it." She really took a chance on me, and I started me as a freshman, and it was so important to my whole career at W&L. I'm thankful to my parents, who drove from New York for many, many games and showed up as much as they could, putting work commitments aside to get down here or to get to wherever the game was. But I'm also thankful to the other parents of my teammates. I'm really looking out at my tables. I feel so honored. Kelly Taft's mom, Gail Taft, is here, and Leighton Wheeler is here as well, because our team was so special that it was more than just my teammates. And my parents, every player's parents were part of our team, and we were really very lucky in those years. And they were my moms for those 4 years too, and continue to be. I'm so thankful to Jan and Coach O and Coach Brett and and Wendy and all of the coaches we had through those years for pushing us. I'm so thankful to my teammates who are here with us today, and my husband, who wasn't with me through WNL, and I think is a little mad because this is the most he's ever heard of my lacrosse career here. But I'm thankful for all of the support and for learning what being an athlete really means here at WNL.